Hi everybody, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. This is kind of a sort of emergency video for those of you who want to apply for your private patrol operator license. As a reminder, in the state of California, if you want to start a private security company, you need to have a qualified manager that's connected to your business. Because Assembly Bill 1244 was passed, because a lot of you just sat there on your butt and did nothing, it's the law now. Huge changes. Basically, you need to have 2 years of private security or some type of related experience. On top of that, you need to have 1 year of experience under a current and licensed private patrol operator. That's the new requirements. That eliminates like 80 to 90% of my clientele. I help people pass the private patrol operator exam. I help them with their application. I help them with any startup questions that they might have. That's what I do on the side. That's my part-time business, which is rather successful. A lot of people will not be able to start their own security company because they don't meet these new requirements. Now, I've told you guys so many times, and David from the Security Guard Command helped me out a lot on this as well. He helped you guys out a lot. We've been mentioning this, that AB 1244, if you don't do nothing, if you don't fight this bill, you don't help join the fight, it's going to become law, and it became law. We did have one person, actually two people who showed up to the Senate Appropriations Committee that spoke up against the bill, and we were able to get two conservative Republican senators on board with us and vote in opposition. And in addition, there's 8 people that called on the phone lines to oppose this bill. We were heard, but where we needed everybody the most, nobody was there. And a lot of people who are reaching out to me stood there in silence and did nothing. Well, we try to fight tooth and nail to not get this bill approved. There's a lot of Cal Saga members that watch my videos, and a lot of them did nothing. Nothing. Cal Saga does not represent the private security industry as a whole. We support the private security industry. We represent the private security industry, not them. I set this on record at a BSIS committee hearing. And out of all the videos that are out there that were uploaded, that was one of the videos that was never uploaded by BSIS. Cal Saga heard what I had to say. Allied Universal had what I had. They heard what I had to say. Securitas, I put them on the spot. And you want to know what? Cal Saga and these other security companies continue to push for this bill. Now it's the law. I told you guys numerous occasions, it's coming up. So it's a law effective January 1st of 2025 already. Now, just like all the other assembly bills that relate to the private security industry in California, they make it to the OAL, the Office of Administrative Law, which basically like 9 months after a bill becomes law, the OAL reviews the language of the bill and sees what's legal and what's not for the BSIS to implement in their policies and procedures. So there's another stage to this. The other stage is basically the BSIS, the way that they will regulate this bill, the way that they will enforce this bill. That is taken into account, but that goes to the OAL. It looks like BSIS has skipped that step. And why are they skipping that step? I'm telling you guys, CalSAGA has way too much influence in the private security industry. Too much influence. I don't know how much weight BSIS gives to CalSAGA, but it looks like it's too much weight. So AB 1244, from what I'm hearing through my sources, about 5 people applications is kind of on hold because BSIS is arguing we're implementing this new bill. So a lot of these applications may not be processed. I haven't got any rejections yet. I haven't heard of any rejections, but that will come soon. Now, some of you might be asking me about what happens to your qualified manager certificate. So I have a qualified manager certificate. I don't have a qualified manager license. AB 1244 requires qualified managers to have licenses. So I don't even know how to get one without applying for a new security company license. On paper, I still have my qualified manager certificate, just like a lot of you. What happens? I don't know. I don't have an answer because the Assembly bill didn't address that question. I want to keep my qualified manager certificate active. I want that to turn into a license, but how do I do that? There's not that procedure yet. Guys, I was listening to, I was on the podcast for like an hour and 10 minutes with a typical security guard on his channel, the Security Guard channel. And one of the subscribers made a comment that that my channel, Sean, was discussed by BSIS or a representative. If any of you guys hear my name being thrown out there, this channel, please reach out to me at ssundal@yahoo.com. It's SSUNDAHL@yahoo.com. I don't have the same level of access that a lot of people have because I don't go to any CalSAGA meetings. I think that this was maybe stated in a CalSAGA meeting or some meeting, but any information you hear, talk, discussion that involves this channel, please let me hear. Because I think that we're making a positive impact out there and people are starting to listen. And I just need to know how far our impact is going. You might think that you heard something, and you might think that, like, I don't care about that information. It's not significant, but no, it's really significant. It's very important that I get as much intel as possible because depending on the intel that I receive, that would depend on how I frame some of these videos. And I'm not going to put you guys on blast. Have I ever exposed anybody who reached out to me in confidence? No. I've not done that. I'm starting to get pretty upset about this whole ordeal. From a business perspective, I might be going out of business as part of a security qualified manager training organization. I don't know how I'm going to last, but I'm going to have to fight through it. And I'm going to have to just sit down and think about a new strategy. And I'm saying that because like 80 to 90% of my client base don't meet those new requirements, so they're not going to get the training. I'm going to have to find other ways on how to make up for that revenue loss. I hate to discuss this in public on YouTube, but this bill really screwed me up, and it's screwed up a lot of people as well. I might be doing application reviews where I critique your responses to the application and to see if maybe you qualify based on your performance under having done administrative or managerial duties as a private security officer. The problem is when your title is security guard or patrol officer, you're going to have to do a lot of convincing to BSIS to show them that you did engage in administrative duties, that you did engage in managerial duties, that you have 1 year of those duties. I can almost guarantee you that your employer is going to fight tooth and nail to say that no, you are not engaging in those duties, because this can involve later on a lawsuit for a wage and hour dispute. So, for example, if you're engaging in a managerial function, the chances are you're probably doing a lot of the stuff off the clock. Maybe like you're doing scheduling. Maybe some people will call in sick to you when you're off of work, and then you have to find a replacement. You might not be. You might not be. You're not. You might not be. You might not be compensated for that. So I could see how that can lead to those types of disputes. So I could see where BSIS would fight tooth and nail and state that you're just the security guard or the patrol officer. The next question is, if you were a security supervisor, does that involve managerial and administrative duties? I think I'm going to have to start a service where I'm going to help you manage that, to maximize your experiences on paper. It's pretty frustrating to see this happen, and it's frustrating to see people reaching out to me who didn't fight with us alongside with us tooth and nail. It's pretty frustrating, guys. Okay, so that's all I have. I'm looking forward to any questions you guys have, comments. Please comment below. I do have about 5 people that their application is in limbo right now. Just stand by. I mean, right now, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm going to probably start a new service, and it's not going to be cheap. It will easily run you between $500 to maybe $1,000, because there's a lot of work that has to be done. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll come up with a game plan. Take care.